The top 5 small fishing boats in big waves and rough seas, including one small boat captain who survived 438 days at sea. Will it have a center console or cabin? Will your number 1 favorite brand boat be on this list, or will it just be an honorable mention? Stick around to the end of the video. You're not going to want to miss the Wildcard, that is known for having ancient technology that's been turned into a powerboat that can do amazing things in big waves. I lived on Dog Island, Florida, and took my wife and 5 kids on the boat to school every day. After chartering 400 trips on the Gulf of Mexico and doing numerous commercial fishing trips, I started going to boat shows in 2020 looking for the best small boat that can take on big waves and rough seas offshore. I started with another big problem in the fishing world today. Boat companies are trying to sell you on this feature or technology. We all know that most fish are not caught in fancy boats that go 80 miles an hour. It's really hard to hold on to this camera. That's how we like it. That's why I made this video, to answer the question, what boat will get you back to shore in big waves and rough seas so you can get back to your family? Nothing more, nothing less. From the lakes of Minnesota, the deepest oceans, to the rivers of the Amazon, to the Arctic Sea, these are the boats that time and time again are chosen by the most salty locals to professional charter captains like me to get them home safely. Some of these boats are so good they are sold on multiple continents. Will your favorite fishing boat be on the list? Hey everybody, I'm Captain Peterson. Welcome back to the channel. Here's a link to one of my top 5 fishing boat videos at the boat show. But you're not here for a boat show video. You want to know the top 5 small fishing boats for big waves and rough seas, so let's hit it. Will it be a fiberglass or aluminum fishing boat that will make it to number 1? Who knows who won the crown? Be sure to watch the whole video. You're not going to want to miss the wild card at the end. It has been breaking world records for open ocean crossings even before outboards existed. Now the stage is set, onto the top 5. I know putting this on the list is a little bit of a stretch, but it's hard to call them entirely separate boats. Number 5, the Modified V or Bass Boat. I have seen these types of boats 10 miles out on a good day. When John boats hit the market, they came from the Ozarks and the Deep South. Some say they were inspired by Cajun Pirogue flat bottom boats in Louisiana, and that inspired the legendary toughness put into these Carolina skiffs that I've seen many times far offshore. Since then, boat companies have added center consoles and modified V-bottoms for much better performance in big waves, and this modified V-bottom has been added to performance bass boats as well. This is not my first choice to be on this list, but maybe the modified V deserves to be on this list sheerly because of the popularity alone. Number 4, the 16-foot deep V aluminum skiff, otherwise known as the Tinnie, from my brothers across the seas. They come in tiller or remote. Some have cabins and center consoles. From the lakes of my native state of Minnesota to the croc-infested inlets and rivers of Australia, these things proliferate. In waters warm and cold, you will not find a more durable fishing boat for multiple trips to shore and back. Especially if you plan on beaching your boat or going ashore with rocks, this is the boat for you. While most of these are on rocky lakes in Minnesota and Canada, many folks in Alaska use these utilitarian boats in gnarly bays for crabbing, trolling, and bottom fishing in big waves. Man, these folks got cojones for going offshore in these small boats that are built like tanks. Number 3, the 16 to 18 feet deep V center console fiberglass skiff. Boston Whaler said their Nauset 16-foot was the first ever fiberglass center console in 1961. The Key West 17-footer often makes open water run to the Bahamas from Miami, but also can get into super shallow water and can be propelled by push poles while stalking redfish, tarpon, bonefish, or wild fly fishing. These are often the most versatile for the money and the most fun. If you max the horsepower out and you're a water cowboy, you can ride between the waves on these bad boys. But the wild card coming up is known for having the best ride in big waves and has set a cool world record. Number 2, the 18 to 25 foot bay boat. Newer style of a boat that has moved higher up on this list in popularity the last decade or so. These boats get in pretty shallow water. Many pro captains, including my buddy John Lane down in Apalachicola, charter fish offshore in these boats daily, using one engine so they can save on gas and maintenance costs. On a good day, I've seen many of these boats 30 to 40 miles out taking waves, splashes over the bow, but still making it back to the dock with little drama. This is by no means a dry ride or a comfortable ride, but it gets the job done like an old pickup truck. I would not want to take 3 to 4 foot waves in this thing on a regular basis, but in a pinch, it's going to get you home. Honorable mention is a mid-sized crossover SUV of fishing boats, the Fish and Ski. Let's face it, when you are a bad-to-the-bone fisherman, this is what you get. It's a respectable decision, and it will give you a balance of family and fun time. On a boys' fishing trip, you can use the crazy horsepower that comes on them to get out far on a good day. Simply justify to your wife you need the max horsepower on the outboards to tube with your family. If you're lucky, you can get her on board for this beast, the world's highest power outboard boat, the HydroSport Custom Boats Estrella 65 with 3,600 horsepower. If your business would like to harness the power of YouTube and Google search, I'll help you navigate those waters. Reach out to me. My information is in the comment section below. Now it's time to get on to our number one, the best small fishing boat for big waves and rough seas that can go out super far, catch you some fish, and get you back safely in huge waves. I have seen variations of these boats in North, Central America, the Middle East, and Asia. It is also the boat that holds the world record for having somebody survive on it for 438 days at sea. That's ridiculous. Number one, the PANGA in 22 to 26 foot models. The boat that changed the world was originally designed by Yamaha and refined in Mexico as a World Bank finance project in 1970. Some say to sell more outboards to developing nations. These boats are designed to be driven right onto the beach, run in skinny water, and be very fuel efficient. Powered by outboards between 40 to 200 horsepower, their planing hulls can go over 40 miles per hour. Their high bows and narrow entry into the waves and delta running surfaces make them great offshore in big waves and rough seas. These boats are made almost bulletproof using heavily reinforced fiberglass with multiple stringers, each filled with foam. While these are truly the best fishing boats in the world in pure function, they are often narrow and not the most comfortable to fish out of. That's why the WILDCARD is starting to dominate the market. The WILDCARD, the 26-foot power fishing catamaran's balance, has no match when it comes to comfort in ride, fuel efficiency, deck space, maneuverability at the dock, and most importantly, the ability to tame the largest waves. This is why I chose this platform for my charter boat. Check out this one. It's a 21-footer that went from Tampa to Germany, skirted icebergs, and went through the edges of a hurricane on the North Sea. As far as small boats are concerned, the 26-foot catamaran platform is legendary and has no match in my experience in decades of fishing on the water. This 26-foot World Cap made a 1,678-mile ride from Hawaii to Midway, fitting because wind and human-powered catamarans navigated long ocean crossings in Polynesia long before Christopher Columbus or the Vikings made it to the Americas. Now that you know the best fishing boats for big seas and rough waves, you probably want to learn more about fishing catamarans. This is going to be the video you should watch. And if you want to know other fishing boats that are under 26 feet that could make it through a hurricane, this is going to be the video for you here. If I forgot anything or you have any comments or suggestions on how I can make this video better, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.